Hi, welcome to a new vlog. Today we are starting a dedicated vlog to read A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. Since I heard of this book, as basically everyone else in the booktube fantasy world, I've really wanting to read it. But I've been in a reading slump recently, and so I didn't really want to start physical books, but I'm giving this a go as today is the perfect day. We are going to Cromer, and I've been wanting to go to Cromer on a bad weather day and take this book with me to read at the beach, as I know this is very much set crumbling cliffs. So that is the plan. So let me tell you a little synopsis. This follows Effie. She is a architecture student on her first term in the architecture college. She actually wanted to study literature, but they don't let women into the literature college. And at the beginning of this book, you apparently meet her as her favorite author of all time has recently died, and she sees on a pinboard at the university that his family is trying to renovate his old manor, which is crumbling atop crumbling cliffs. And she sends in a design and is chosen to redo the manor. She's had some complications recently at the college, and being the only woman at the architecture college is a challenge, so she decides to go. And that's where she meets Preston Hallery, a stodgy young literature scholar. He's studying Meridan's, which is the author's, papers, and is determined to prove her favorite author is a fraud. And so as the two rival students investigate the reclusive author's legacy, piercing together clues through his letters, books, and diaries, they discover that the house's foundation isn't the only thing that can't be trusted. There are dark forces, both mortal and magical, conspiring against them, and the truth may bring them both to ruin. I'm really excited to get to this book. I have the beautiful Illumicrate exclusive edition with these amazing sprayed edges and beautiful end papers, as well as a hardcover that's even more beautiful than the jacket. Let me show you. Look, how amazing is this? So I'm really, really excited to get to this today. We're leaving a little bit later than normal. Normally we would leave between 8 and 9 o'clock, but today we're going nearer to lunchtime, as Cromer is relatively near us. Hopefully it will be terrible weather and will be rained on. That's all I want, to kind of read in the rain and get warm food and trek up to the lighthouse. Hopefully I'll love this book and we'll have a nice time in Cromer. See you later. On the wet, rain-washed beach, with its churning sea clutching a study in drowning, I delved into the book, where the weather, the very unpredictable weather, is mirrored in the story. In the heart of Cromer, we sought refuge from the cold rain at Hatter's Tea Shop. A haven exuding a warmth that defied the dreariness outside. The moment we stepped in, the tantalizing aroma of freshly brewed tea and the comforting embrace of the cozy interior enveloped us. Just as we began our ascent to the Cromer lighthouse, the sky unleashed their fury, a torrential downpour that added a chilling layer to the already haunting atmosphere. As we reached the lighthouse, the sun peeked through the clouds to welcome us. Descending to the beach during low tide, the wet sand beneath my feet whispers tales of childhood spent swimming in the sea and running on the beach. As night succumbs to the pier's flickering lights, the atmosphere deepens. Footsteps, accompanied by the haunting sounds of the sea, fade into the darkness. This was the location of the 2015 mini-series Partners in Crime, based on Agatha Christie's stories, where Tommy and Tuppence Beresford aid British intelligence during a bomb threat. the next day, I made my way through 120 pages of this book yesterday. I also have the Kindle and the Audible version of this. Yes, I know. I managed to get a really, really good deal on the Kindle version, so I snatched that up. And then the other day, I got an Audible credit, and I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna get that. The sample is really good, so I got it. And I'm really enjoying it. It's moody, it's kind of dark and a bit sad, but really perfect for this time of year where it's still, for me, it's still November and you're in transition from the autumnal times to the holidays. And yeah, something a little bit dark is quite good. Today I'm gonna try and make my way through probably the rest of the book. I'm going to put the Audible on while I'm working and cooking and all those things. I have actually listened to a little bit of it this morning, and I thought I would come and check in with you guys before starting to make my lunch. So as I was saying, it's transition from autumn to festivities. I have a lot of pumpkins left over. Less than a week ago, I transformed them all into mush. I roasted them and then I scooped out the flesh, put it in my Thermomix and turned it into a paste. So I can use it for risottos and mac and cheeses and soups, that sort of thing. So I'm just going to use that today to make, I wanted to make pumpkin risotto, but I don't actually have arborio rice. So I'm going to use orzo pasta instead. I'm going to use the same techniques as I would a risotto, but I'm just not going to use arborio rice. So hopefully that will work out nicely. And I'll be starting on that in a little bit, but let me do a little update on the book. So as I said, I'm up to chapter 7. I'm really enjoying it. Our main character is in a not amazing place right now due to a few things that are hinted in the beginning of the book, be it her familial relationships, the fact that she's studying architecture and not literature, and something that happened at the college where clearly, I mean, it's just hinted, but clearly this professor of hers took advantage of her and then spread it around that she was the one that wanted it to go that far, which is clearly not the truth from all the hints we get, I mean, from the beginning. So that's not great. She decides to run away to design this house, and the man that welcomes her is already being a little bit of kind of dual-sided. You see, sometimes he's very nice and welcoming, and then other times he maybe goes a little bit too far with things and gets angry really quickly, and you're not really sure what's making him do that. It makes no sense for him to be rude one moment and then lovely the next, and the other way around. We then have Preston. He's a little bit of an arrogant guy and rude, but also you see that he has integrity. He hasn't yet been weird with her in the way that we've had a lot of other weird interactions with male characters. So it's sounding promising. They've now just started working together, so I'm excited to see how that goes, and I'm expecting good romance, so we'll see. We've had pretty loose world building, but I don't feel like you need that much. What you have is pretty much okay. You know, there's two warring countries, the country that our main character is in and the book is set at. You feel like they're fighting to continue to be themselves, while this other country is apparently trying to invade the first. And Preston is from this other country. Actually, his mom is from the country that the book is set at, but his dad is from the invading country, and he grew up in the invading country. So everyone looks at him weird in college, and our main character, she loves this book that is very much ingrained in the culture of this country. She feels like he's not supposed to be there, and he's just trying to steal their culture, I guess. But she can also see that there are some inconsistencies, and he definitely presents her with some good arguments of why maybe this author hasn't really written the very famous book that he supposedly did. So we're gonna see how it goes. Atmosphere, really good, quite dark and moody, and I thought it would be a little bit more luxurious or maybe whimsical, but actually it's pretty grim. But overall, I am enjoying the atmosphere. I think that's it. Let's move on to making some food because I'm starving and clearly my brain isn't working because of it. So let's do that. It's a couple of days later and I finished this book. I loved it. I love this book. It was super atmospheric. It was romantic, but there was mystery and intrigue. And there's a little bit of a danger, but not too much that you actually thought they were going to die. I mean, there is a little scare there, but not like enough for me to be actually worried that they were going to do this. It's really good. I did know what was going to happen from like halfway through the book. Yeah, like I had an idea of what was going to happen when I was on chapter 7, which was the last time I updated you. Really, really loved it. And I feel like personally, I thought it was a really good book with amazing writing, all about misogyny and feminism in this kind of invented time. And I thought it was really good. But then how did they not figure out the mystery of the story a little bit earlier on if, especially our main character, she really believes that women can be just as good and successful as men? It felt like it was supposed to be a big surprise, but actually they had been hinting about it since the beginning, having into account that the themes were focusing on those specific things. I our main character and the struggles she was going through, how how Preston really supported our main character, and their relationship was lovely, and the blossoming of it was also believable. It was moody, it was atmospheric, the writing was lyrical and lovely, and I think it wrapped up really well at the end as well. And there is the possibility of the story being expanded, but still this can be a standalone. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. I had such a nice time reading this book and going to Cromer and doing all the things I did, even though it was slightly shorter in terms of the days I filmed and how much I did. But yes, finished the book in record time, and it's one for the favorites, so definitely a successful vlog. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog. Bye!